All right, you guys, I am here to share with you all of the beautiful finds we found in Tucson. This will be part one because I'll do it in several parts. And by the time this video comes out, all of the pieces shown in this video will be available. Without further ado, let's jump in and get started with this gorgeous Laramar from the Dominican Republic. These are separated out because they're all different qualities, so they'll be at different price points. So I got a ton of these mini slabs. These were really popular last year. These are the first few pieces I picked out. I love this one because it had this really special placement. This one looks like a beach. So I tried to get a ton of different variety and quality for you guys for the Laramar. I also picked up 3 of these more rough slabs. These will be a little bit more affordable, but still have really beautiful coloring on them. You can see they're a little bit more raw on the back. And then I got quite a few in this quality. Some of these are really dark, juicy blue. So I got this piece. This is probably one of the darkest pieces I got. It's absolutely stunning. And I got this piece. And these will all be listed and priced individually, so you can pick the piece that you resonate with most. These ones were a little bit more green, which I thought was still really beautiful. This one's maybe the most green. Then I got a couple of these larger slabs. And these all have super nice coloring and patterning on them. That one's raw on the back. Some are raw on the back and some are polished on the back. So those are all of the mini slabs that are very nice quality, and I was talking to the supplier a little bit and he was saying it's been really hard to get nice quality Laramar these days, and then the price is going up. Luckily he didn't have to raise the price yet due to inflation, so hopefully next year it'll have gone down, but Laramar, as you know, is getting ever more expensive. And then we got 2 different grades of Tumbles. So this is the AAA top grade. AAA top grade just means it'll have minimal matrix, it'll have the most rich color, and it'll have the least amount of quote-unquote flaws. I'll put a few in here for you to see. So you can see these just are really exceptional quality and color. There's almost no matrix on them. Obviously there'll be a little bit of matrix on some of these pieces, but the translucency and the patterning is some of the best quality. So these will be intuitively chosen. However, I will pick out some of the smaller size and put them in the confetti just because obviously these itty bitty tumbles would be a lot harder to sell. And then if there are super special pieces, I'll pick those out and list those individually. But that is the top quality. And he had 3 different quality options. He had top quality, mid quality, and low quality. So I didn't end up getting any of the low quality, but this is the mid quality, which I will show you. But this is what the top quality looks like. And here is the example of the mid quality. So you can see the color on these is still really nice. There's just a lot more matrix on these pieces. So it doesn't mean they're any less rich in color or pattern. It just means they have more matrix on them, which the matrix is the host rock. So those are those dark bits, but still overall really nice quality. Here's just an example of those, which is still very exceptional considering how expensive Laramar is. So that's just the difference between the mid and high grade. And then I will move on and show you the next crystals we picked out. This next section of crystals is all of the high grade raw pieces that we got. These are the lavender moon quartz at a lower grade, just separated out. So these will be a little bit more affordable. And I have a few updates on the lavender moon quartz. Take these out to show you. So the first update, which is kind of a sad one, is this vendor is is no longer going to Denver. So if I want to get lavender moon quartz of this quality and grade, I can only now get it in Tucson. So I did end up buying a little bit more. And the next update, which is something I have been trying to figure out for a very long time, is whether the color is natural. Now, I did make a previous video where, from what I knew at the time, the color was natural based on what I found from this vendor. Now, after 3 years of selling this material, it all kind of makes sense. I was able to talk with his daughter about this particular color and figure out a little bit more how this color happens and if it is natural. So when I very first went to Tucson, I had asked him, you know, is this natural? And he said yes, but I believe what he was saying was the stone was natural, but he didn't necessarily comment on the color. So I had asked his daughter this time, and they're a Brazilian family. They're from Brazil, so they speak Portuguese. English isn't their first language. So I had asked her about the color this time, and she told me that it's treated with cobalt, which makes a lot of sense. So what I think happens is they get a high grade rose quartz, similar to this, like a gem grade rose quartz, and they're treating it with cobalt to achieve the purple color, which that makes total sense because this particular Brazilian supplier sells high grade raw pieces, which are typically meant for jewelry. So that's why he kind of sells this quality and this size meant for jewelers, and often raw pieces tend to be treated for jewelry. So these, even though the quartz is natural, the color is enhanced with cobalt, which is a natural mineral. So some could argue it's a natural treatment, just like in some cases certain auras are natural. They're treated with gold or titanium. It's a natural color treatment to a natural crystal, or you can also argue that it's color enhanced, so it's not a natural treatment. However, the stone is still 100% natural. So that is my update on lavender moon quartz. I will update my other video when I thought it was natural. And because this is a relatively new material and not a lot of people are selling it, it is really hard in the mineral world to find out exactly what makes the color happen. And I've seen people come back with testing on this saying that the color is natural. I've had suppliers from all over the world tell me the color is natural. I've had people also say that they thought it was treated with cobalt. So it's nice to get a confirmation from the vendor who sells the stone that these are a color enhanced stone. It doesn't make them any less expensive, unfortunately, because the grade of stone it's coming from is still a very high grade stone. So that is my little update on lavender moon quartz. These are the lower grade, but they're still exceptional, and I got some really large pieces because I know some people like the larger size, and I also got some smaller sizes as well. There's a little rainbow right there. So these are the lower grade of the lavender moon quartz, and then I'll show you the high grade raw pieces that we got. So now after she told me that those pieces were treated, I asked about every other stone I bought to make sure whether it was treated or not, so I was disclosing properly. And none of the other crystals I got from them are treated. They also sell a green amethyst, which that one is treated. I didn't end up buying it, but all the other pieces, the rose quartz, the citrine, the amethyst, these are not treated. The aquamarine, these are all natural here. Except obviously the lavender moon quartz has the cobalt treatment. The other stones that are here are not treated. These look so pretty, just like candy. I absolutely fell in love with these pieces. So I did pick out some of the high grade rose quartz. I wanted to buy these for a very, very, very long time. A very juicy, clear pink in person. They're absolutely stunning. I would say that's pretty accurate to the color right there. And then we picked out these super dark. These are gem grade. Oh, this is another rose quartz piece right here. These are the gem grade amethyst. So these are very expensive. When he told me the price, he showed me the cheaper ones, but I really wanted to get the almost black amethyst because I've seen these year after year and I never bought them because they were so expensive. So I only got 3 pieces, but you can see these are just very, very, very beautiful. And I double confirmed with him. These are not altered or enhanced in any way. These are natural and they're dark like this, but you can still see the color very easily. But in the shadow, they almost look black. It's kind of wild. And then we got these high grade citrines. These are also gem grade, what they would use for jewelry pieces and cabs. So these are the high grade, super juicy, golden, almost amber. Like these remind me of like a beer color, amber colored citrine, absolutely stunning. And then I got just a few of the aquamarine. And these, I really like this grade of aquamarine. They're a little bit more yellow green. This one is more blue, but I just love that kind of yellow green. I've seen a lot of that in Tucson, but I personally really connect with this kind of more Caribbean Sea aquamarine, which is absolutely stunning. And then the rest of these pieces are all of the higher grade lavender moon quartz. So even though these are treated with cobalt, they're not any cheaper than they were. And then the base crystal is very expensive. So these are still absolutely stunning. We tried to get a variety of sizes. And again, he is not going to Denver. So this is my supply for the year. And even though the stone is color enhanced, I personally still love it just as much. Those are all of the high grade raw material that we got. These will probably be some of the more expensive pieces because they are priced by the gram. All right, let's move on to the next crystals. Next up are these gorgeous Brazilian pieces. Some of these I actually already started pricing, so you can get a little bit of an idea about the price on these super dark smoky quartz wands. These are completely unpolished and they're naturally this dark, and they have a little bit of phantom in them. You can see the clear quartz right up against the smoky quartz. So these are absolutely beautiful. I tried to pick the most unique ones. He actually had a ton of these, but they're very witchy and very fun, and I think actually pretty affordable for how beautiful they are. So we've got 33. This one is the $25 one. This one has a few extra quartz points and a ghost on it, and a ghost is where another crystal was forming and they separated at some point. So a lot of these have the ghost inclusions on them. This one you can really see the smoky within the quartz. It's such a special piece. This one is the $31 one. Really nice size and shape. This next one is $36. Really gorgeous. I love the etching on the side of all of these. It just gives them such beautiful personality. Here is the next one. This one is $32. This one has just as much etching on it. Absolutely beautiful. And then this one is $24, which is one of the more affordable ones. This has a twin point, which is really fun. And you can see down below all the clarity in the clear quartz blending into the smoky quartz. So these are super fun pieces. Next, I picked out these really beautiful garden quartz pieces with phantom inclusions. These are stunning. I had these last year and I absolutely love them. He didn't have as many this time, so I just grabbed a few, but really spectacular. And this one has mica, and this is the other one I got. It has a phantom inclusion in it, and this one has a little bit of lithium here as well. Really beautiful. And then it's completely raw on this side. You can see kind of the mica sparkle in the raw, and this is just the quartz texture right here, but ooh, that yellow in there just sparkles so beautifully. So these are really fun garden quartz pieces from Brazil, and this one's $68. And then the newest thing he had was these super fun flames. So these were made with the same garden quartz as the giant wand I just sold. These are smoky garden quartz, and they just look like something from outer space. They're absolutely spectacular. And then they left the back all raw. This one's $198. It's the biggest and most expensive one, but it's probably one of the best pieces. Also picked up some of the smaller pieces, and you can see the sparkle in this one. It is absolutely gorgeous. This one's just raw on the back. This one's super affordable at $48. And then I tried to pick up some of the ones with the swirly garden quartz, and this is white garden quartz, which white garden quartz is definitely a little bit more uncommon, and it's super raw and textured on the back, but they did polish it, which is really fun. This one's $63. This one had the most exceptional clarity. That's why I was drawn to this piece. really beautiful inclusions. They're almost just floating inside of there, and really, really clear quartz. This one's 83. This one almost has a gray garden quartz, and the gray is so sparkly. I don't know if it'll show up on camera or not, but I love this one. It has a little rainbow right there. Really fun texture on the back, and these are really high quality garden quartz. This one's 115, and this one I had also picked out just because it was so sparkly. I don't know if the sparkle will show up or not, but I love the way this flame was carved. It's absolutely beautiful. And then really big and raw on the back. And this one's 145. And then this is the other one we got with the big rainbow right there. This one has more of that smoky quartz, garden quartz vibe. This one is just 118. It's all raw on the back. And then really beautiful inclusions on the face. This one's probably one of my favorite ones. So those are the absolutely beautiful smoky quartz and garden quartz included pieces. And these are all raw, unpolished, and then these are of course half polished flames. And let's move on to the next set of crystals. Next up, I ended up restocking and finding these tourmaline with chrysocolla inclusions. I was so happy to find these again, and I already pulled out the ones that don't have very many inclusions, so all these pieces guaranteed have chrysocolla inclusions. And you might notice something special over here. So I was just about to leave a show and I saw a vendor had very few of these tourmaline and chrysocolla towers. They're absolutely stunning. These are made in Peru. They're all hand carved. So I got as many as I could that were good quality because some of them just didn't have any turquoise inclusions in them at all. So I really tried to pick just the ones with inclusions. But I haven't seen these done in towers or any other shape besides the Tumbles. So I was really glad I got my hands on these. There was only a few. And then one polished wand, which is so incredibly special. Whoever gets this piece, I'm jealous. This was such a cool piece. I was like, do you have more of these? She's like, no, we're all sold out. And I was like, bummer. But this beautiful array of tourmaline and chrysocolla, I'm so glad to have it back, and I hope you guys are too. The next thing we got, I haven't even opened these yet, are some beautiful Moonstone from India. These I actually think I'm going to save for the confetti because I got palm stones. So here is an example of what that quality looks like. I'm sure some of these have blue flash, but I will also mention many of them probably don't. These will be in the confetti, so it'll just be luck of the draw if they have blue flash or not. But I believe these do have blue flash, so let's take a peek. And these will do individually listed, so you can pick your own. They're all about the same size. And yeah, these do have blue flash. So they'll all be the same price, but ooh, that one has an orange flash. They'll all be the same price and individually listed, so you can pick which one you are drawn to. I'm just checking to make sure. They all have blue flash in some capacity. Like this one mainly has it on the edges, and you kind of have to get it in the right angle. It's the same with labradorite or any kind of blue flash or any flash material. You kind of have to play around with the angle to get the flash to show. But she told me these all should have some level of blue flash on them. And when I take the photos, I'll try to show the flash just so you guys can get to see where it is. And these are just directly from India, polished and sourced and mined there. So those are those beautiful pieces. We also got some beautiful moss agate from India, so I will show you those next. So these are the beautiful moss agate. Let me just cut them open. I actually think India has some of the most beautiful moss agate in the world. Now, normally moss agate is something I would not typically buy at a gem show just because I can get it so easily, but I was so impressed with some of these pieces For example, this one with the beautiful banding and the moss in the banding. I just had to get them. And I love this one. It has almost like a purple chalcedony mixed in with the moss. And some of these just have the best translucency with the moss agate inclusions. I just fell in love with these pieces. I wanted to get some straight from India so you guys could see and experience the quality of the moss that comes out of India. I think it's just incredibly beautiful. These two materials are new to the shop. So in this bag we have AAA grade UV reactive ruby, and these are absolutely beautiful. You can see some of them have some flash on them. These are absolutely stunning. You can see how sparkly and red and purple they are in the sun. And I did pick out some smaller pieces for the confetti, so you will get a chance to get it in the confetti. And then this material I am so excited about. They only had one bag of these left. This is blue opal, and I have been trying to find this for so long. Look at that. They're just so incredibly beautiful. Some of them have like a black bottom or black top. They're just insane. I think we have about 50 pieces of this material. I did pull out a few pieces for the confetti, but that is the beautiful blue opal. And I do have two more sets of tumbles that I am super excited about. So these you will recognize. These are the Bolivianite from Peru. They're a purple and green tumble. And we just sold out of these right before I went to Tucson, so I'm glad I got some more. And then this material I am so excited about. So this is the new vein of pink opal, and it's called strawberry pink opal, but it's a very high grade of the Peruvian pink opal. You can just see how rich and juicy the color is. I hope you guys love these just as much as I do. I think I'll end part 1 here. Make sure to keep an eye out for part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I will leave everything linked down below so you guys can shop, and thank you so much. Love you. Bye. Hey, question for you. Have you been thinking about starting a crystal business, don't know where to start, or feel a lack of community? Well, guess what, you guys? I have a Patreon that has access to a private community and Discord server for just $18 a month. You can learn from other businesses, make friends, learn along with me, and topics include pricing, shipping, Shopify, Etsy, and so much more. So head over and join us on Patreon for just $18 a month. Everything is linked in my bio.